welcome back to the Messy Keto Kitchen. For those who don't know, I'm Steffi. I am your tour guide on this keto adventure of mine. And today I'm going to be talking about my results so far with Dr. Dubrow's Keto Fusion Diet. Okay, so if you haven't watched my first video on this, well, go watch it. But I know times are tough. We have a limited amount of time to look at all the videos. So let me just give you a recap of what the Keto Fusion Diet is. So it consists of doing 12 hours of fasting, and of course your sleep time counts in those 12 hours. After the 12 hours of fasting, you would do 8 hours of a very ketogenic style diet, so high fat, moderate protein, very low carb, and then the last 4 hours of the day you would do, you'd add a little bit of the low GI carbs. So we're talking sweet potatoes, quinoa, maybe some brown rice, a little bit of fruit, stuff like that. So that's just like a refresher. Or for those of you who haven't watched the other video, this is all brand new to you. So I was going to do an update after the first week of doing this, and of course things do get busy around here, so we're about 2 weeks into this, which I thought would actually even be better. So you guys can see, 1 week you don't get the best results as far as like really collecting a lot of data, but 2 weeks that should give you a lot of information. So here's what I'm going to tell you. For the very first week, I followed everything to the letter. I fasted for 12 hours, I did the 8 hours of the ketogenic style, and then in the last 4 hours, I would add in a low GI carb. More often than not, it was sweet potatoes. I did sweet potato fries cooked in the air fryer. I did mashed, I think baked sweet potatoes one day. And then we also did a couple times where we did brown rice. But more often than not, it was the sweet potatoes. Did that very regularly. The only exception I would say I even made, and it wasn't really an exception, was that there was a lot of days, because of the job that I have, that my fast lasted longer than 12 hours. And that's okay. According to the book, that's completely fine. It actually helps you even more, so you're just giving your body more time to refuel, fix itself, etc. I'm probably not even using the right words, but you get the idea. You're giving yourself good time to recover. So there were several days where I actually didn't even get a chance to have my first meal until very late at night, which is not the most ideal thing in the world, but again, we all work different schedules. My schedule is very zany. So aside from that, I stuck to it religiously, did everything that I was supposed to do. The very first week, I lost 1 pound. Now I can look at this a couple of different ways. I can look at it as the fact that I got to add carbs back into my diet without much shame, and I still lost a pound. That's pretty cool. It's not a huge weight loss. It's not monumental like you would find with the first week of just a regular ketogenic diet, bigger numbers, but a pound isn't bad. Well, one of the things that they tell you should do, and that you can do, is that you have a cheat day once a week. So I chose to have my cheat days with my husband on Tuesdays, and we would go, I won't say we would go bananas with it, but we definitely enjoyed ourselves, had a couple little things here and there, but really enjoyed ourselves, didn't go to like an all-you-can-eat buffet or anything. And the day after a cheat meal, which is very typical, doesn't matter what kind of diet you're doing, you're going to gain a few pounds. It's almost always water weight, it's just a lot. But I gained 3 pounds after the cheat meals. So it's a very stressful time because we're trying to get a restaurant reopened with all of the new safety measures. Of course, it's just a lot of running around. Did we do all of these things? So definitely a couple of times where my first meal again didn't come until almost 9, 10 o'clock at night. Again, not ideal, but I had to do what I had to do. My fast was lasting a good long time. I was still eating within the parameters. I was still having the low GI carb, and I wasn't going crazy with it. It wasn't like I was having 5 cups of, brown rice or anything like that. Still just keeping it exactly in line. If anything, I was definitely eating less than I was before, which is good. And that's part of the idea behind intermittent fasting, is that not only does your body have time to recover, it also gives you, a smaller window to eat so much that your body, if you do it right, you're going to have a calorie restriction. Anyway, at the end of week 2, I weighed myself and I gained 2 pounds. So yes, a little frustrating. Now I will say this about that. I feel like I know that I am not exercising like I used to, so that's a big factor too. However, I am a firm believer, and I know I am right in this, that food is 80% of the equation. When it comes down to trying to lose weight, the biggest part of it is going to be your diet. The other part, of course, activity makes it even better because you're creating a caloric deficit, and the more of a deficit you can create, the bigger the results you're going to have. That being said, you could, in theory, lose weight without doing exercise. Again, I'm a big fan of exercise. You all know me. You know this about me. But the reality is I should have been able to see some results without that. Now, granted, your body does fluctuate back and forth, but the fact that, let's see, I lost 1 pound, gained 3, went back to the middle, and then gained 2, this isn't really jumping out at me and saying, wow, this is really the program to follow. Now, I don't want to be a naysayer about it because I do think that this program actually there's a lot of benefits to it. The first benefit being, if you're somebody who is brand new to maybe a low carb or a ketogenic lifestyle, this is a great way to kind of ease yourself into it so that it's not a very stark contrast to the, maybe high carb eating that you were doing before, and just, maybe eating 4,000 calories a day. This would be a really, really good jumping off point to where you're not feeling super restricted right away. The other part of it too is that if exercise is incorporated regularly, of course, this could actually help a little bit more because you are getting those resistant starches in there. You'll burn them all off in your exercise, etc. So also a good thing. I think that this is also something that if somebody had been on keto for a very long time and they've kind of gotten to a good point that they have, they're at a maintenance phase, I should say, this might be a good thing to start doing, adding in those resistant starches and seeing how your body adjusts to it so that you can do it for the long haul. Because I know that there are some people out there who are just crushing it, could do keto for 20 years straight, never stray. I honestly can say that I don't think I'm that person that could do it every single day for the rest of my life. I do want to have those one-offs, those times where I can celebrate and enjoy and have a little bit of, the quote-unquote off-limits food, but getting back on track right afterwards, then, that's a great thing to have. So for me, I would think that, let's say I had already, if I was where I was several months ago, where I was, really in great shape and I'd already lost a bunch of weight and keep into a maintenance phase, I think this would be perfect for me. I think this is exactly where I want to be. And I do believe there is merit in this program that a lot of people would really, really enjoy it. So far, I'm just not seeing the added benefit except for the fact that I get to throw in some carbs here and there, but really it just makes me feel even guiltier because I'm not seeing results from it. Again, everybody's different. Everybody's body reacts differently. For all I know, there's other people out there that are just crushing it, losing 15 pounds a week on this. And if any of you are out there and you've done this program and it's worked like that for you, I would love to hear from you. I really truly believe I have followed this pretty much to the letter, the only exception being that I did not do their recipes, which they even say in the book, the recipes are kind of like a crutch at first just to get you acclimated, but I'm still following all the rules. So it is a little bit disheartening because I kind of like the idea of being able to kind of migrate towards something more sustainable for life. That being said, I'm still going to give it one more week because, again, with body fluctuations, you never know. It could just be your body's trying to acclimate itself to this new, dietary process, and then the third week you're going to see everything start to level out and the pounds start to drop off. I'm hopeful. I'm not going to say I'm going to hold my breath with it, but we'll see how it goes. Another, plot twist, I guess, to this is that next week, in theory, my gym opens back up. When my gym opens back up, you guys who know me know that I will be there as often as I possibly can. I will make as much of an effort to be there every day if I can for the first few weeks, which is probably not the best plan, but it's been 4 months. I am jonesing for some gym time. So I know that might make a difference in my results, but again, like I said, food should be it is a very, very big portion of it, and exercise is the added benefit. It shouldn't be the other way around. So I will get back to you guys and let you know after the third week and see how it's going. Right now, at this given moment, I would say, again, if it's something that you're doing to try to maintain your already current weight loss or just stabilize yourself, go for it. Otherwise, I don't know that it's the number one choice that I would pick. So again, week 3, I will let you know my final decision on this and what I think, but in the end of the day, it is your guys' decision and you do what works for you, what feels right for you, and what's going to be sustainable. In that case, I am off to eat my chicken Caesar salad for dinner, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.